Hello, energy enthusiasts and clean energy fans. Welcome to Trina Talks, where we have short conversations that speak volumes. I'm your host, Melissa Cavanaugh, Marketing Manager for Trina Solar US. We're recording live in Las Vegas, here in Trina's booth, V9071, at the Venetian. With so much to do here in Vegas, sometimes we have to just take a minute and recharge our batteries. And speaking of recharging our batteries, joining us today as our guest is Luis Montoya, Chief Systems Engineer with Trina Storage US. Welcome. Thank you for joining us today, Luis.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me here.
So we are going to be talking about redefining energy storage beyond data sheets and warranties. But before we plug into that conversation, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe to not miss an episode that are released on the first Thursday of every month. So thank you so much. I'm really looking forward to this conversation. I know there's so much to talk about. Before we get into the details, anyone who is here at RE Plus who's had a chance to stop and see the beautiful, amazing digital energy storage display that we have, what can you tell me about this giant digital display?
Well, yeah, thank you. It's definitely been a great tool. It's giving this immersive experience to our customers. It really tells you a story, right? So it goes through all our solution and really allows you to see the product inside and the different features.
Yeah.
So it's been fantastic. It's been great. Plus, having this golf area here, it's entertaining. So.
Right. So we're on one of these main aisles here at RE Plus, and so the curtain just drew the curtain on the digital screen as we're talking. But if you stop in the aisle and watch this digital display, it looks like the pack that is coming out of the display.
It comes
right
you.
At
yes.
you. Yeah. It's great. So it's definitely a must-see. If you are here in Vegas, stop by booth V9071. You have to see this 3D display. It's absolutely amazing. So let's talk energy storage.
Yeah.
If you were to describe what drives the energy storage market, what is there one word that can describe it?
I think it's part of the main title of this conversation, so bankability, bankability. Yes.
And here I thought you were going to say something like technology or safety or warranty. So interesting. Why does bankability or being bankable matter for customers who are sourcing energy storage?
Absolutely, yeah. So bankability goes a little bit beyond just the sale or the energy storage side of things, right? At Trina, we talk about a Trina storage platform where we integrate the batteries with a complete system. So we add what we call the power conversion system, PCS, and then an energy management system on top, which is something that pretty much allows us to create a competitive advantage, fully integrated system, and talk about bankability not only at the cell level, which is the DNA of Trina Storage, right? But being able to offer a cell, all the way to AC solution to our customers.
Yeah.
Wrapped then with the warranty and all the LTSA as well. So
Yeah. Well, when you put it that way, I have to agree. Maybe bankability is the single best word to describe it. I hear the term Trina platform.
Oh yeah.
Can you explain what that actually means?
Yes, absolutely. So that's actually our Gen 2 Pro solution, where we're trying to combine our Gen 2 Pro as part of the DNA of energy storage, right? The cell, the LFP technology, but then combine that with tier 1 suppliers, PCS suppliers, and tier 1 EMS suppliers into this ecosystem solution that we call the Trina platform. So I know we see Trina and think about the cell, but in North America, we offer the entire solution, and that's what we call the Trina platform, right? The best thing is that you can combine all of this into what we call a long-term service agreement, which is so important, right? Long-term to make sure that our customers have like a one group that is taking care of the entire solution.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what we do, and we're very focused on different mechanisms that we call like pre-de-risking the solution is a big thing. Just making sure that we do something we call stateside testing, and this stateside testing is cover all the modes of operation of the system in a way that energy storage is going to be guaranteed, right? Before we go to the deployment, we have these pre-integrated solutions that our customers can install, and that's part of that platform solutions.
That sounds like a total energy solution. So there's so many stakeholders and complex integrations that customers really need a comprehensive partner like Trina Storage. So speaking of customers, what would you say the top 3 things that customers should be looking for in a successful energy storage relationship? Like, what are the top things that they should be aware of or should be looking for?
Yeah, so I think the main 3 items to start. First, I would say design it right, okay? Just the design aspect.
Yeah.
Deploy the solution smartly, like be aware that it's gonna have some roadblocks, right? And the third one is deliver some incredible value to your customer, right? This has to operate not only for 1 year or 2 years. It has to be a solution that can operate 20, 30 years or more, right?
Right.
So I would say those are the 3 main aspects. If I may just speak a little bit about each, I would say, absolutely. So from the design aspect, we try to cover, what we call engineering due diligence on the product, right? So we find these tier 1 PCS suppliers, and we make sure that the interface with the battery, it's from an electrical, mechanical, thermal point of view, it's all going to operate, right? But there's also all these certifications, right? We make sure that third-party certification agencies in the United States are covering the solution, that we comply with UL standards, NFPA requirements, and so on. I would say on the deploy smartly, it's a big step, because what we try to solve is, hey, I am selling you a battery with a PCS, but I have done this in the lab before. I have pre-integrated some of these solutions. So when we go to the field, we are going there on hopes that the operation, right, it's already, we have seen it before. Yeah. This is not the first time we're doing it, right? So we are adding that value. It saves us so much time in commissioning. It gives us credibility, right? Bankability, for sure. And last but not least, and something that is very important, is deliver a lot of value. And value comes with having this legal support as well in the United States that can wrap up the entire solution, that can wrap up this LTSA, that can help us through contracting locally, right? So the LTSA program and being able to provide this maintenance schedule on time, I would say those 3 things are the combination, or the success on those 3 things would be, that's the I would say the main.
So you said a lot of things. So I heard you say, and can you tell me a little bit more about real world modeling in that first pillar, in design right? What is that?
So each customer in the energy storage sector has different operating needs for the battery. So it's not like one solution fits all. You have to design to the requirements of a customer, right? So when we do real dynamic modeling, you basically can think of that as a car. When you have a car, and they give you a certain amount of mileage, right? But you can use all that mileage really fast, or use it, some miles at the beginning and so on, right? So depending on the usage of the car, in this case the battery, if you will, we can really ahead of time predict how that battery is going to degrade, because as you use it like a car, it starts losing capacity.
Based upon how the customer is going to intended use, right?
Exactly. So we try to work with that specific requirement of a customer and cater the solution to their needs. So that's the real dynamic modeling that that is mentioned in that first stage. And I think the main goal is to be flexible in a way to the needs, right?
Yeah. Well, thanks for clarifying that. Going back to the second pillar of deploy smart and deploying with purpose. When we talk about energy storage, we often hear this phrase tossed around. Can you just explain a little bit more what deploying with purpose means?
Yeah, absolutely. So it means, in a way, when we deploy our solutions, these solutions are not intended to just operate on day one, right? Or on day zero, if you will, right? Depends how you count.
Right.
But it's more of like, how can I make sure that this solution that I'm guaranteeing you right now, when you are operating the same design 5-6 years from now, something we call capacity guarantees are going to be okay, right? So it's making sure that we are sizing the systems in a way that when they are degrading in the field, even after some usage, they are meeting the requirements, and the requirements means financial success for the customer, right? Whatever means of income they're getting, that's, it's going to be there, right? It's going to be well designed. It's not going to just stop suddenly. How can we guarantee that deployment?
Right.
So
right. So when we're talking about key strategies at the factory level, what design elements are focused on maintenance?
Yeah, so one of the main features, as I mentioned, the DNA from Trina is in the battery design. I would say is the modularity. Big modularity of our system allows you to replace some sections of it, very quick, some modules, swap them if something needs to be modified. So that's kind of that flexibility in the design that allows you to maintain easily. Our Gen 2 Pro has the flexibility of having independent racks, and with the possibility of having a centralized or string inverter solution. So it's going to be quite simple, not simple, but it's going to be easier to swap an entire section of the container and being able to continue the operation. So that's part of the design. Another thing that is very important in our Gen 2 Pro as a feature that comes into play in this success of the product is the understanding of energy density. Customers have to pay a lot of money for space, right? So Trina has been focused on improving those KPIs or aspects of the design that can really facilitate or increase the energy densities, how much energy you can put in the same area. And those are aspects that have been understood in design, coming to the flexibility of the product. Now we have this unit that you can install in something we call a quad, back to back, and there's no space. You can install 4 units next to each other with no space, very, very tiny space in between. So that's a huge advantage, and that's only something that I feel like we have learned through looking at the customers, listening to their needs, and making these changes to adjust and improve, right?
So let's circle back to the third pillar of energy storage success, so delivering value. We know that customers are focused on maintaining uptime and optimizing performance. How are you and the team at Trina Storage engineering performance for success?
Yeah, that's one of the things that I'm doing every day, right? So we just really make sure that when we work with our customers, we understand in in terms of the system design, what are those losses? You know, what is that system composed of? Like, you know, heat losses
Right.
just because of efficiency of the product. So we try to account for all of that into our model, and those assumptions are what allows us to design a system that once it's put into the real operation, you know, we have built some good margins, you know,
Yeah.
to operate. I think that's, you know, understanding that your system is going to degrade depending on your usage, and having clarity up front allows, you know, my team, other teams to cooperate, you know, and make sure that we are really clear on what we're designing for our
Right.
customers, right?
Right.
We're proud to say that we have in North America a very strategic engineering support team, localized in the States, and that's I feel like delivering that value long term, right? Like we have a magnificent service team as well, very good service team, built actually by my colleague who's sitting here, Roberto. So you know, it's been amazing to see how we can react to our customers, build that trust, and just making sure that we're there to support the customer,
Right.
keep the uptime and other things, but also whenever some kind of operational not some constraint appears, we can react. We have the know-how and build that know-how to support.
Right,
So
right.
yeah.
Well, I am positive that customers appreciate not only the support and having a point of contact, having a local team that is there, but you also mentioned, you know, optimizing and planning systems intentionally for your customers, and I imagine that helps them plan in advance, and it allows them to prepare and accurately predict, you know, their plans with the system. So, so you've given us a ton of information, and I absolutely love it. But
Thank you.
since we're here at RE Plus in Las Vegas, I would love to hear a little bit about your projects that are here in North America. Can you share some
Yeah.
stories with us?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, we started a very last 2 years. We started this deploying some projects and getting close to like the 300 megawatt hours. You know, with very interesting applications where we are in the definitely arbitrage. We call it just selling and buying energy from the grid. But there's also some interesting frequency regulation projects we're part of. And something very interesting that is microgrid that is coming up as a very strong aspect, especially for this upcoming data center boom that is
Right.
coming. But yeah, so we have applications where we have the traditional operation of the PCS plus something that allows for black start, where you can be completely islanded from the grid and bring power as well. So we have some of those installations in the United States functional, which is we're very proud of.
Pretty exciting.
Yes. And I think we continue growing next year. We're getting close. I believe it's going to be close to the 2 gigawatt hours, you know, of deployments, and that's going to be huge. You know, we're making our steps. You know, also some projects in Texas that we have with one of our main partners in the industry. We deploy it there in the merchant market, ERCOT. You know, and then it keeps, you know, just keeps organically growing as we build solutions that work.
Right. Yeah,
You know,
absolutely.
that's what
Right,
it's happening.
because
Yeah,
happy customers are continued.
they come back.
customers.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. So, wow, you have given us so much information. Do you have any final thoughts? Anything else? What's on the horizon? What are you working on?
Yeah, we Trina Storage, we are committed, you know, to deliver these long-term solutions, always innovating, relying on our DNA of the chemistry of the cell, every day trying to improve on the chemistry, trying to enhance the ecosystem that we use as tier one suppliers, and building these solutions that our customers require, right? And flexibility, just in a way, just being able to like cater our design towards the customer needs.
Yeah.
I feel like that's bringing us success, and just really de-risking upfront, making sure that what we build is building value, trust, and it's having a proven record. I think something that comes to mind is that we haven't had to replace a single module of our technology, and that's a huge thing. That's something that talks about how reliable our solution is.
Right.
And
it's your advanced planning and
Absolutely.
everything you're working on. Well, thank you so much for joining us today
Thank you.
live on our Trina Talks episode here at RE Plus. If you've enjoyed today's episode and would like to see more, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe and share this video with your project team. This is our final live show at RE Plus, but stay tuned. There are new episodes of Trina Talks on the first Thursday of every month. And until next time, may your LCOE be low, your efficiency high, and your systems optimized. This is Trina Talks, and thanks for joining.
Thank you. That was fun.
That was so fun.
That was fun. Thank you, Melissa. Thank you for having me.